Hey guys, before watching this video, please remember that this video has tons of spoilers about the OG versus TNC series, so if you don't want to know the results, please don't watch this video. Okay guys, D.Bowie here, and this is why did OG lost to TNC. Some people could try to argue that we have no idea of knowing how much research OG did on TNC, and that's correct. But OG's two bans on this series showcases that the lack of information on TNC, coupled with the surprise of the defeat, could definitely catalyze them on banning the two first picks from the other game, Elder Titan and X. In this game, OG goes for the IO, while TNC snatches the Draw Ranger combined with their comfort pick of the Venge, once again. OG's response is the Darkseer, a very rounded hero that is good against push, and while Darkseer is not very good against draw in the lane, he is reliable and is also very good at contesting Roshan against her and stealing the auras from TNC. The following bans are somewhat straightforward. Winter Wyvern, while not overly picked in the tournament, is ridiculously good against draw strats, and Beastmaster is very strong with draw and Venge on teamfights, pushes, and discounting capabilities, while doing Roshan and fighting Chronos should not be overlooked. This time we see the Naga ban coming from TNC, showing that they don't want to deal with long games and split push, since Crit is usually the player that goes for both IO and Naga. OG's last ban makes sense as well. TNC did not have great success with the Oracle, but he is one of the most prioritized heroes with draw strats, giving her the ability to break free from a plethora of initiations, also being ridiculously good with draw aura thanks to his low BAT, and amazing against Ember and Darkseer. The Dazzle pick here is great for them, makes the lanes and fights stronger, and since X is banned, he will have a good time. OG's response is interesting. Ogre can abuse the Iron Shell in the early levels of the lanes and destroy the draw and Venge before they get more levels of their aura, chasing them with his low and stun, but he is not very good against the draw silence and can get kited pretty easily. TNC grabs the Faceless Void, which is amazing with draw strats in general, and since TNC grabbed the Venge again, banned the Winter Wyvern and the Naga, and OG banned the Elder Titan themselves, this is the kind of game where Faceless Void can definitely shine, since the only response from OG comes in the form of the IO. In the last ban phase, OG insists on the Invoker ban once again. If you check Cuckoo's Dota buff, even though he has the Invoker Flare, he only played it 2 times in the past 3 months. Yes, you can argue that he could be practicing on a Smurf, but for a team that 1 month ago were complete underdogs and even lost the first qualifier before being able to get through, it's very hard for me to see them keeping Invoker as a hidden strategy against OG in the lower bracket. I feel like OG outdrafted themselves. They had a preference on the last pick phase, so instead of picking a comfort hero for Miracle, they ended up picking Ember, even though it was really unlikely that TNC was going to go for PL since they were running a draw strat. The only other illusion-based hero that TNC could have picked was the Terrorblade, but then why would you pick Ember to lane against either Draw or Terrorblade when Miracle is known as one of the best invokers in the world? Also, Tiny is somewhat decent against PL, and then Alacrity Tiny, coupled with tons of invoker spells, are very hard to deal with when you're playing illusion heroes. Yes, Ember is good against the Chrono, and TNC's team doesn't have a lot of disable, but it is so incredibly greedy. Also, it doesn't even synergizes with Isles and Ogre's attack speed buffs. In the end, they get Huskar'd, which is fine since TNC only played him once, but they made Miracle go against it as an Ember when they had Io and Tiny. Not only that, they willingly picked 4 melee cores against Void. I understand that the Ember and Darkseer combination is very strong, but I feel like Invoker, for instance, could give them enough wombo combo potential with his spells and just completely destroy the lane against Huskar. I feel like draft-wise, TNC definitely had the upper hand in this game. Since they had Huskar in the other team, No Tail's Power Spike goes a little bit more late since he wants the Shadow Blade and not Blink to eventually turn it into a Silver Edge. Ember will definitely not have an easy lane against the Draw or the Huskar, so that sets them up for disaster. In my opinion, that, combined with the fact that the Darkseer will also not have the best lane, is a very dire situation to be in the last game of a lower bracket at the International. The key to OG's victory is getting early kills with Ogre and Tiny plus Iron Shell, and if they don't manage to do that, there's a very big chance that they end up the laning phase on a deficit, which is exactly how a draw strategy wins easy games. I feel like OG could have gone for a greedy late game without sacrificing their laning phase so much. They already had IO, which would be able to save the Invoker if needed, and would synergize way better with Ogre plus IO than Amber does. Okay guys, this is it for today. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If this is your first time in my channel, please subscribe to it. I'm making videos like this every day and I'm sure something here will spark your interest. And if you really like my channel, please check my Patreon rewards and see if any of them are of your liking. Bye!